So, Max Scherzer's a Met.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
I'm just as surprised as you are.
yeah, that was not ideal when this whole off season began. I feel like that would be fair to say.
I'm still shocked that we got him. It's just it's Steve Cohen, I guess, has a plan, and that plan is to just spend money.
I will applaud them for doing that. However, he is 37 years old. He couldn't play in the playoffs because of injury. He had a dead arm. They're paying so much money to this old guy. I mean, bro, it's like you Mets fans are saying Max Scherzer's always been overrated. Like, I don't get it honestly. Maybe you guys were onto something this whole time.
Well, now we're the biased ones,
Yeah, no,
I
it's
guess.
it's it's funny seeing Mets fans that like were super anti Max Scherzer, and then now that he's on their team, they're just like defending the shit out of him. I find that very
I mean, that's what you do with your
ironic.
players.
I see the thing is like when all the rumors were going on, I was like, I don't want this to happen because it's the Mets. But then I was like, we literally traded him away and got stuff in return. Where it's not like when Harper just like fucked off and left. Like at least for Scherzer, we actually got a return. So I feel like because of that, I'm not as
I mean,
mad because
also,
I do
I
love
mean, also with
Josiah Gray and
Harper,
Keibert Ruiz.
you were contending too. So
Yes, and
that
like we're not
and
going
you
to be.
somehow won without him. Well, it was because of Rendon and Soto, but
Yeah, no, like we're not. Like also we're not. We're not going to be competitive like during the time Scherzer's going to be in New York anyway. It's not
one of
the end
my
of the world.
one of the annoying things I saw where everyone was like, the Mets traded Pete Crow Armstrong for 2 months of Baez and
Okay,
didn't make the playoffs.
that was still a bad trade. Like I still think that was not a good
But
trade because
I
they
saw
did not need
nothing.
Baez
I saw
back.
nothing of the Dodgers trading. Who did they trade
They got
for
I
Scherzer?
so they got Josiah. They gave up Josiah Gray, Keibert Ruiz, who were their top two prospects. They also gave us Gerardo Carrillo and Donovan Casey, who were both at least top 15 if I recall correctly. But the main thing keep in mind is they also still have another year of Trey Turner that they got from that as well.
Oh yeah.
Because they could afford losing Corey Seager because they still had Trey Turner to play shortstop.
So
Don't get why Dodger fans are saying they need Carlos Correa. Like I think the Dodgers are still probably the team to beat in the NL right now. Actually, wait, no.
you know,
Actually, no. I think
yeah, the Dodgers need Carlos Correa just as much as the
it.
Pirates need prospects. Like,
Actually, no, I take that back. I still think the Braves are the team to
that
beat.
was a bad.
I think the Braves are still the team to beat simply because they are the defending World Series champions, and I always keep the standard at the defending
No, they're
champions.
not the. As long as Freeman isn't signed, they're not the team to beat.
Well, they still have Acuna and Swanson. They get Acuna back. That's the main thing to remember. They still
They
have like
do. They do
Acuna,
get a.
Swanson, Riley, Darno, Max Fried,
I
Charlie
think what's
Morton.
really going to help them is the DH because they made all these
Yeah,
excellent trades, which for obvious reasons, do not like.
I don't. I think of all the guys that they got at the trade deadline, the one I feel like I'd be least confident in staying would probably be Jock Peterson, but also he loved being in Atlanta. So I mean, because I feel like Eddie
Yeah.
Rosario and Adam Duvall, I would be shocked if either of them left. But also, I can reasonably see them going for like a Nick Castellanos or someone like that. I don't think they
I
need
mean, yeah,
one.
Braves are gonna somehow replace Freeman or keep him,
Well,
while
here's the
also
thing:
making one of.
If the Braves don't get, um, if the Braves don't get Freeman, would you say that they would probably be the front runners to get Matt Olson?
Well, I don't think Metals. How many years of control does he have left?
I don't recall. I don't recall that off the
I'm
top
gonna
of my
check that
head.
quickly
Yeah.
because if he has any more than two, then he's not being traded until next season.
Well, the thing is, Oakland. I can reasonably see Oakland blowing it up because they let Bob Melvin go.
I still, but in the Mets, they're gonna show that they can
Here's
they
my
can
here's
contend.
my unbiased take on the Mets that I put on Twitter a few days ago. I do not think Starling Marte is better than Michael Conforto, and that I feel like that contract is basically the same as what happened with Lorenzo Cain and the Brewers. Those because he's a 33-year-old center fielder, and I do not see him. I think Brandon Nimmo is more likely going to be playing center. I think Starling Marte. I just think his age is going to get to him at some point. I do think he's good. He's a good hitter, but like it's his age that worries me about that. Mark,
Yeah,
yeah,
I think right now the criticism is you have to be on like the player's skill themselves rather than money. Because at this
yes,
point, it doesn't seem like money matters to the Mets, which is
yes,
pretty
because
crazy to
I'm
think.
not a fan of that Marte contract. I like him as a player, but I still think that like
I mean,
he wasn't like he
Mets
wasn't
at
who the
this
Mets
point
needed.
we'll be fine with the contract.
Yeah. Then
We'll be fine.
Eduardo Escobar. I mean,
Oh, Matt Olson is a free agent in 2024, so he has 2 years
so
of
he would
control left.
yes. So I feel like it would make
So
sense for
this is the year to get a big haul for him.
I feel like if the A's are going to trade him, I think this was probably the year to do it. But again, I don't think the Braves make a run at him unless Freeman doesn't come back. And I've been seeing a lot about Freeman to the Dodgers or even Blue Jays, which I
He's
feel
not
like
going to the Blue Jays.
well the thing with the
Oh,
Blue Jays is
Blue
that
Jays
if they
have that.
put Freeman if the Blue Jays do get Freeman, then he goes to first, they can make Vlad Jr. a full time DH. And he doesn't
Could.
they don't need to have Vlad Jr. as playing defense.
Yeah, that is true. But like, I wonder if they have the money for that. Oh, they who do they sign? They signed Gosman to a big contract, and anyone
The only
else?
the guy it's been Gosman and Yemi Garcia have been
So they lost their second baseman. So it's
oh
gonna be
it's
Biggio.
it's because they lost Simeon. That's right. Kevin Biggio would work.
So Espinal, Jansen, Biggio, Grichuk, Gurriel, Hernandez, Guerrero, Bichette, and Springer. Wow, this team looks like the Yankees. All righties. That
Oh
is
yeah,
not good.
Biggio's their only lefty
Because the Yankees were like smart and got lefties like Rizzo,
because
Gallo,
Rizzo and Gallo.
and others.
Rizzo also
And
Yankees
like
getting lefties fits with the stadium they play in.
exactly, which it's so weird why they were so right hand heavy.
The Blue Jays could possibly be in on a Jose Ramirez trade. The problem is I don't know what Jose Ramirez's value for a trade looks like as of right now.
I think the Lindor trade would be a pretty good like starting point, like
But
a few
Jose Ramirez is so
depth
much better than Francisco Lindor. Like he has so
hitting one.
no Jose Ramirez like has sneaky good defense and speed. 2019 23 homers, 24 stolen bases. 2018 39 homers, 34 stolen bases. 2021 he had 27 stolen bases and 36 home runs.
Okay, not bad. Yeah, he's good speed.
Because he's always been like an under the radar MVP candidate in the AL. One thing that I did find interesting, being a native of that city now, that Hunter Renfroe trade made no fucking sense.
Yeah, what we need is like a
You need
good
a
lefty
lefty starter
starter
and
for the
then
back
just go all in
rotation.
on bullpen. I feel like.
We need we need a third baseman starter and a bullpen.
What do you mean you need a
With
third
in a
baseman starter? You have
like
Eduardo Escobar, the most
I
aggressive.
wouldn't be too mad if we go into the season as if he's our
If
starting
he's
third
your
baseman. I
starting
think
third
we could.
baseman, that's not something to be. That's not something you should be complaining about. He's viable, but like he's not the best option, but he's still passable for
I
like
mean, yeah, I wouldn't be angry because but I think the Mets need like that. The Mets don't have that one big bat like every team has.
you have Pete
That like all
Alonso.
the champions.
There's Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor. You just got Starling
No,
Marte
they're like
and Mark
we don't have.
Canha.
I'm talking about that like MVP bat.
Isn't that what
Like they're
Alonso and
good.
Lindor are
Alonso's
supposed
like
to
a
be?
power. Alonso's like a power hitter. He can't.
Well, then what's Lindor supposed to be?
I feel like Lindor's just like a depth bat.
A def.
But in fantastic defense. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm
What
saying.
are you
Wait.
talking about?
I don't know. I'm crazy. No, Lindor. Yeah, he's an incredible bat,
You
but
can't
like,
you can't be paying someone that much money to be a depth piece at best.
I don't know. I misphrased that.
Yeah,
Put it on the spot. My God. You're just trying to prove that Mets fans are all crazy.
Well,
But I'm
duh.
crazy, but that's besides the point. Man, I saw all that news of like Gosman to the Rays, John Gray to the not all
It was
Rockies,
the
to
Rangers.
Texas.
Yeah, no, Texas surprised me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like I was genuinely
Oh my
surprised
God.
that because because of all like the big name shortstops, they got two of them.
I just love how the Rangers are throwing around money like that.
What pisses me off
It's
is
all their pitching.
they finished with a worse record than the Nationals. They finished 60-102.
Yeah. Amazing. I love that they're trying to contend though.
Well, what pitching do they have? Their only good pitcher is John Gray. Because I'm telling you, John Gray, after that, he went from the worst park to be a pitcher into arguably the best. It's a pitcher's park, but I do like them getting Corey Seager because Seager is currently fourth in home runs in that park, and he's only ever played postseason games there.
I love that.
That's amazing, yeah.
Who are the? I mean, this team is interesting. Calhoun,
They have
Simeon.
two Calhouns.
See,
See, I've always because I was high on Cole
what do you mean
Calhoun.
they have AJ Alexy? What a
Wait,
name!
no, they have my boy Isaiah Kiner Falefa. I will give him that. Now I'm wondering, is like, what if the Rangers kept Gallo and Gibson and Kennedy, like knowing that they were going to buy. Having Gallo in a lineup makes your team significantly better, even though that like who, even though
Well,
Gallo
you gotta.
was not that impressive with the Yankees so far, I still think he's going to be fine. Although the main thing that the Yankees should be worried about, and I was surprised seeing this, Aaron Judge is a free agent after this 2022 season.
Getting a huge contract.
Like if even if he does go to free agency, I still would expect him to be back with the Yankees because he just fits them perfectly, and he's also expressed he wants to be a Yankee his whole career. You're saying they're not going to be fighting for the top of the AL West because the picture of the AL West currently stands for me is that if Carlos Correa magically ends up back on the Astros should still be the favorite. But without him, that's a significant difference. Like without Carlos Correa on the Astros, I feel like my favorites for the AL West probably shifts to the Mariners. But also, you can't even I counted the Astros out when they lost George Springer, and I was very wrong about that because I feel like the Astros might end up making a play for Trevor Story. So I feel like that might make the most
Oh,
logical sense for them.
Astros getting Story. My God, that would like
See,
bring them right back. Like,
I
yeah, they're
originally
gonna do
thought
great.
that the Rangers were gonna go all in for Story instead.
Even then, they still have Altuve, Brantley, Bregman, Alvarez,
That's true.
Gurriel, Kyle Tucker. It's like a really good
Oh, and
lineup.
they're getting Verlander back. That's another
Oh
thing.
yeah,
Although
if he still signs them.
considering Ben
And
Verlander was the one that broke the news, I'm gonna assume it's still gonna happen.
who is Ben Verlander?
His brother, he runs a
Oh, it's
podcast.
his brother.
Yeah, he runs a podcast
Okay,
for
I wanted to know their
Fox.
relation because I was like, if they have the same last name, they have to be
Yeah, no, it
related.
was. Just sources confirmed Justin Verlander is going back to the Astros. Ben Verlander was first on it because, of course, he was. I think that was like John Heyman's tweet or something like that.
Yeah, makes sense. Heyman, the big Mets fan.
Scott Boris's puppet. Like, legitimately, I am surprised. You know, like, it was very obvious that Boris was trying to use the Mets to try and get the Dodgers to up their offer. But I feel like it got to the point where the Dodgers realized, it's because Seager hadn't signed yet. I think the Dodgers still wanted Seager back. And I think that's
And they
probably
didn't.
where they
He
were
didn't want to.
because losing Scherzer and Seager is huge. And I want to pick the NL West is interesting because I want to pick the Padres, but my gut's telling me after the season I can't do that because when healthy, the Padres should reasonably be a World Series contender. Let's see what else. There's Robbie Ray to the Mariners.
No, no, no. They don't get Gosman. They get Cy Young Award winners.
What scares me about
What?
what scares me about the Mariners is their offense. Because I mean,
It's not there.
Mitch Haniger is good. I expect Jared Kelenic to do good in the actual full season.
Yes. Yeah. This is of course,
Because
rookies don't do
yeah, no,
years.
last year it was very clear that he had a hard time making adjustments, but towards the end of the year he got better.
He got better, but he still wasn't that.
See, oh, they get Kyle Lewis back from injury. Curious how that's gonna go.
If they can make that big signing, I think their pitching can
I
carry
still
them.
think that
I feel like last year they had some sort of magic that just didn't take them too far. And it's the
they
question
got
of, are they
they
good
fell
or
one game short. How would you feel if Carlos Correa went to the Yankees? I don't think it would fit. That's just
I
me.
don't think he wants
I
to go
don't
to the
think it's
Yankees.
because of what he said about Derek Jeter that I think would make them not want him.
Yeah. Huh.
And granted, I went all in on Corey Seager of the Yankees, and he went to Texas. But granted, I also said
He
Texas.
went to he was going to New York.
Hey, here's the thing. My picks were
And
Corey Seager to the Yankees and Trevor Story to the Rangers. If those two picks get like swapped, where it's Trevor Story goes to the Yankees,
this
then
was hockey, then you would have been right
I'm
for
technically
going to
I'm
New York.
half right. You want to rub it in one
I'll
last
put it to
time?
you. Let's go Mets. Love the Mets. We got Scherzer, and you don't anymore.
Yeah, man, bitch. He gave us a World Series ring.
Eh, he's gonna give
I
us a
still
World
think he.
Series ring, not just one, but three.
Nah,
One for each year he's on the team.
that's just bullshit. He's still going into the Hall of
All right,
Achilles
I'm
when
gonna
he
go
leaves
before
there.
you tell me why I'm wrong. Bye. Talk to you later.